Recently, I flew to Portland, Oregon to attend a memorial service for my friend Tyler. Tyler was killed in a mid-air collision at a fly-in in Nevada. Tyler was someone that I met through a website called backcountrypilot.org, founded by Zane Jacobson. The site is a place for people like myself who have fallen in love with taking airplanes to destinations outside busy airspace, into the backyards, backwoods, and bush, both nearby and far away. In the weeks prior, I had made arrangements to ride to Tyler's service with Zane. I won't delve too deep into the experience of mourning the death of a friend and fellow aviator, but I will say losing someone to the hobby that you love so much is tough to swallow. I was glad to be amongst friends. There are so many things that we all have in common in this recreation. There's a real passion for it. We are bonded together by this. It's not something that is easily put into words. The following day, I met Zane at his house and had a look at his Project Bearhawk. I always enjoy checking out someone's new project and the shop that they are building in. It's great to see a blank canvas with so many opportunities and possibilities. Zane has great attention to detail, and I'm sure that once completed, his Bearhawk will be one for others to drool over. The day before, we determined that the weather forecast looked perfect for flying once the morning fog burned off. Zane scheduled the Sport Cub at Stark's Twin Oaks Airport, and we planned a Willamette Valley grass strip tour. After all, Tyler would have wanted us to fly. I know that in my heart.
Hey shady baby, I'm hot like the prodigal son. Take a bite of eeny, meeny, miny, moe, and flower. You're the chosen one. Will your legs free and your right hand grip with another left and watch his right hand slip. Schwartz is gone.
Our first stop on the Willamette Valley grass strip tour was to see a guy named Dennis. Dennis is the owner and builder of a pretty boss experimental Super Cub.
Like a new thing. Yeah. It's one that Alec has. Well, he's not even here now. Alec took it back to Africa with him.
Oh, yeah. Is that the double ender guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
That thing's cool. The Super Cub was outfitted with quite a few nice modifications, including the Doug Keller double-slotted Fowler flap.
Right under your butt.
The flaps are also set up with a hydraulic lock and an actuator that will release and dump the flaps with just the press of a button.
Ready?
Yep, go for it. The release and the purpose of the whole system is probably better explained by Dennis. I'll just leave it to him.
Electric flat or a hydraulic flap dump on them. Oh, that's rad. When there's air pressure against them, it's instantaneous. So I can chop the throttle, stand on the brakes, and hit the flaps all the same moments. That loads the tail like 30-40 pounds. Yeah. So
what is the actuator that holds them out? You say it's a hydraulic.
You know where the arm that goes across for your handle, it has a little arm that goes down, it just pulls the cable, it pulls the flaps up and down. Yeah. You mount a cylinder right straight down, and you just put it just has like a a machined piece that goes around it with a little bit longer pin through it, so it just holds that. You take all the detent arm out, and now for flaps, I don't have a 3 detent. It's infinite. Wherever I pull it and stop it, it's just where it stops.
Nice.
So it's just continuous wherever you want it.
Wherever I want it to be. So, and the nice thing about that is I can be buzzing along and getting kind of slow. Maybe I'm a little bit too fast to start putting flaps on, but it's a little bit bumpy. I can reach down and I can put like 2 degrees of flaps on, and it just stables it out.
That's so cool.
Huh. Wow. From Dennis's, we went to hit a few other strips on our way south to meet up with Brent and his Rands. Those strips included Skyport, a new one we will call the Hazelnut Farm, owned by our new friend Tom, and Watts Landing, where we met up with Brent, and then finally over to Red's Field. It's important to note that all of these strips, with the exception of Skyport, are private and require prior permission to land. What a lot of strip baggers, or those who sometimes land just wherever they want to say they've been there and done that, either private or public, don't realize is that with a little effort, friendship and bonds can be made with the owners of these swim strips, and permission can be granted. You know, a friend of a friend invites you or something of the like. Hell, getting the permission can be half the adventure. We finally caught up with Brent at Watts, and it was good to finally see the S7 that he owns in person. I have studied this airplane in detail through the previous owner and builder, Emmett's, photos. It's a beautiful example of the type.
I don't guess he's coming back. We're all part of the total secret.
I decided to get out at Watts and let Zane fly around a little bit lighter. You know, most people don't mind carrying a passenger around a little bit, but all the performance comes when you're super light. It's generally just more fun to be by yourself. Nice. Oh, you're alright. Brent is a great guy and even offered to let me sit up front and fly us to Reds. I decided to defer and just shoot video, although I did get a little stick time in the back seat. When we entered the pattern at Reds, I was in awe. The colors of the blueberry bushes were amazing against the lush grass of this valley. It doesn't hurt that the strip is maintained like a golf course. It is what I think every pilot dreams of, a spacious hangar with a beautiful setting, and an airplane for every mission.
How do you like this advanced system?
And so what happened? Well, he was stopping at Elko to get gas, and I believe it happened when he was taxing in. He was just pushing out a whole lot of oil, white oil, smoke coming out of stack.
Yeah.
And
Turbo.
Yep.
Yeah.
The return oil line.
This is hangar flying. Talk of airplanes, airplane issues, performance numbers, or just stories filled with excitement. One of my favorite discussions has become that of off-the-chart destinations, fun places to visit, or exclusive LZs that must be kept secret, or you risk losing all credibility in your circle.
We got there, we like cruised like 15 feet off the ground and just like dive off the cliffs.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bury the stick.
As you drop down into the desert.
It never gets old talking to people who are just as passionate as you are about something. That is the great thing about Zane's creation and the Backcountry Pilot site. It's not a type-specific place that requires you have a serial number to walk through the front door. You can enter with any question and it's typically answered enthusiastically and with open arms. It is a place that nurtures the passion that we all share, and is the sole reason that I ended up in Oregon for this trip.
Most of this up here on the top of the mountain, plus their way.
Softly, calling from the dark up to your feet.
This trip was a somber one. It was one that was very hard for me to make. It was, however, very healing. I am confident that Tyler was flying with us that day. He will be missed, but never forgotten.
Calling from the dark up to your feet. Tell me where you've gone, speak softly. Tell me where you've gone and what you've done. The fever keeps on coming. I want none.
I got a picture of that. Yeah, I think that's cool.
Well, I guess it's a good thing we did land in that direction, because then they wouldn't have seen us.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
God, this is gorgeous.
Oh, probably cooler or cellar. Hello.
Howdy.
Good morning.
Softly from the mouse, it's nothing. Coolly come gently. Violent lips smashing.